my parents' house so that my mom and I can make our like round 2 of Christmas cookies. Today she cheated. She already made a bunch of the different kinds, and so we're gonna make the rest of them because she sends them out to a few people that don't live here, and so she wants to be able to get them in the mail this week, and then obviously we give them to a few other people that we'll see, or like leave them on their porches since we won't see really anyone this year. So we are gonna make the rest of the kinds of Christmas cookies, and I will show you guys obviously the process. I will link all of the recipes down below. You guys have really been coming to love my mom, which I love because she's the best. So yeah, I will catch up with you guys when I get over there, and of course I will link all of the recipes for all of the cookies that we make. All right, I am back at my parents' house again. I'm gonna show you guys kind of the step-by-step of how we make the sugar cookies. So I already made the sugar cookies in one of the last videos, which I can link up in the cards for you guys, but I will put the recipe down below as well. Oh my gosh. My mom's making a mess. Anyway, I want to show you kind of like the consistency that you need of the icing so that you can make the outline of it and then flow it so that it's really, really smooth over the top of the cookie. And we use bottles. You can also use bags. We have had really bad luck using bags. It's just harder to control it, and we're not professionals, so we find more control with the bottles. So that's just like our personal preference. But let me show you the consistency of what you want to do the outline of the cookie so that it will like flow and stay down. Also, say hi to my mom.
Hi.
So this is the consistency. You want it to be able to start laying down flat, and that's what makes this cookie really, really smooth. Then when you are sitting and you have your cookie, you just want to outline everything that you're gonna outline in the color, and then you just fill it in. And you can kind of put a bunch of the icing on and then kind of move it around with the tip of the icing bottle without adding more, just to kind of get it a smooth layer. And if you see any air bubbles in it, let me see if I can show you. Okay, I'm hoping you can see those, but you can just put the toothpick in the little holes and it will pop the air bubbles and make the frosting smoother. I've been working so much lately, I can barely find the time to sleep. Yeah, I spend my time running around, keeping people pleased. But this is my favorite holiday. It's a chance to start over new, 'cause I missed you, so I'm letting go. All right, we just flooded, meaning we put white on the entire cookie of the ones that we're gonna do that with. So now we're gonna make a color out of the frosting, and then we're gonna have to make another batch of frosting just because we used this last time and we're gonna be out. So when you're doing color, add a tiny bit. Like I have this glass container. I'm gonna add like 1 drop of red for pink so that you can ease into it. You can't take it back. So ease in, add it, and then mix it all the way together before you add in any more color. Whoa. What? More than 1 drop came out. Of course. Okay, so now I'm gonna show you what not to do. Yeah. Everything but you. These are the good times with you, baby. So this is pretty thick. As you can see, it's not really laying down at all. And so this is gonna be good for the bottle brush trees because we want the lines to stay up on it. And so we're gonna put a little bit in a bottle for the bottle brush trees. And then we'll go in and add some water. You can add just a couple drops of water, mix it up, see what the consistency is. And if it's too thin, you can just let the icing sit and the air will thicken it up for you. So just add water tiny bit by tiny bit. Unlike these white ones, now I want this design to stand up. So this frosting is much thicker. Yeah, it's just gonna be you and me. Hang by
about everyone else. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. Oh, oh, la da da da, oh, oh, la da da da, oh, oh, la da da da. Making our Christmas memories. I've been wrapping presents for you.
When you make the frosting, this is how it comes out. Like, it's very, very thick. We could never use it like this. And you have to put it in airtight containers ASAP because it turns into this like hard cement. So we're gonna take it all out and then we'll put it into some of these airtight containers so that we can separate for different colors.
Marbles in the tree, and I lit my house with Christmas lights, so you should come back home to me. And when we wake up in the morning, I'm gonna play those carols that you love. We'll be singing all the melodies until the sun comes up. These are the good times with you, baby. This year is...
All right, we waited for these ones to dry. So if you touch it, it's dry. So now we're gonna put the colors on top of it so that the color will stand up like these ones do, only with a white background.
That's gonna be you and me, hang by the fire and chill. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. Oh, and I've been longing to hold you close. Forget about everyone else. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. Oh, oh, la da da da, oh, oh.
But I mean, the purple is very cool.
Yeah.
I think that the oranges almost turned out like rust.
Yeah. I think. The leftover fish didn't make it.
Alrighty guys, I hope that that was helpful for you and you got a couple of tips while you were watching. I think my biggest tip is to, one, add the water into the frosting slowly, because when it gets too thin you can't use it and then you have to wait for it to dry out, which can take a while. That, and then when you're adding in color, add that slowly too, because you can't take color out of it, you can only add color to it. So those are my two biggest tips. Be patient with yourself, it does take practice. And again, we use the bottles, which I think is so much easier than using the pastry bags. That again is personal preference. I know most of the professionals use bags. That's just kind of what we do. I think those are all of my tips. If you are doing a layer design, like the cookies that we did with the white background and then we put the color on top of it, you have to make sure that the first layer is completely dry before adding in another color. If you put it in while it's wet, it'll sink down and look like it is part of the cookie, like all in the same layer. You want them to be able to look like separate layers. If you're looking to do, in our last video, we did some beanies and we made designs in the beanie. If you want to do that, then you do it while it's still wet. So it just completely depends on what design type you're going for, but be patient and you will get better as you go along. I hope that you enjoyed baking with us again. I think Adam and I are going to do a fun like mocktail and cocktail video this weekend, so stay tuned for that. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe before you leave so you don't miss any of my future videos. Thanks so much for watching. Bye guys.